I feel like the last song on the album, Deconstruction, it's kind of like my personal journey through some trauma and trials and tribulations, my faith journey, my lack of faith, my doubt. A lot of people probably would not be that transparent or honest, but I really felt like, I don't know, it was like supernatural. Like, I have to write this.
Hey friends, it's Emily Curl, and today we're joined by Grammy award-winning and platinum-selling artist Lecrae. Lecrae, it's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Good to be here.
I was just telling you this, but we Zoomed. This was years ago now at this point. And at that time, it was so funny. We were just in the Zoom world, and I remember we used to have artists just FaceTime my phone, and that's how we did the interview. And that's how we did that first one. We've come so far since then.
And the whole world has changed, right?
I know. I mean, you're releasing music. Let's talk Church Clothes 4. First and foremost, congratulations. I mean, this is a series that has been going on for 10 years now, the last iteration of Church Clothes. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this last series. Did you feel like this was the missing piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, I think, you got your core fans who grew up on you and love what you do over the last 10 years. And you wanted to kind of close that chapter out for them because they've been asking and wondering. And I was like, I didn't want to drag it out and keep doing it year after year, but I wanted to close it out and make something that was timeless for everybody who wanted to hear the music. And I think that's what they got.
Yeah. I mean, what does this series mean to you as an artist? I mean, I feel like to be able to have, like you said, those fans that have been following along for so long, that's got to feel great as an artist.
It means a lot to me in the sense that you just grow, you go through different things in life. And this whole series was about me kind of bridging this gap of the sacred and the secular and just being able to work with different people, and it helped people understand like, oh, there's not really a category for what I do. It doesn't fit anywhere. So we just this was that series that it was like the bridge music. And this just kind of said, all right, we did that. The bridge has been established and now people can walk in between worlds and create great music.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I feel like you described your music now as faith and hip hop meeting. And then you talked about this understanding about sometimes people have a hard time when you use the word Christianity, but other rappers, other artists have used different religious tokens in their music. Why do you think it is Christianity that sometimes gives people a pause?
I think that there's lots of reasons, specifically like in America, sometimes people associate Christianity with certain political views, or certain like rigid or really paternalistic or hateful type of perspectives. And I'm often trying to just remind people, human beings are going to be human beings no matter where they land the plane religiously or faith-wise, and they're going to be inconsistent. And so I just try to be a picture of consistency and authenticity so that they can say, okay, well, I didn't like sushi, but this sushi is actually good. So let's just change your perspective on sushi as a whole,
Is it tough for you to maintain that consistency? I can imagine. I feel like being an artist, being in your world nonstop all the time, like has that been challenging for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it comes with all sorts of different unique challenges. It's going to be challenging for anybody, but I think if you're swimming with the current, you're not challenged at all. But when you're trying to swim against the current, which I've been doing in my career, you face a lot of challenges. And sometimes, you lose your way. Sometimes you get off track, you stop swimming, you just start floating with the current, but you just got to get yourself back up again and keep going in the direction that you should be going in. It happens all the time, but I think when you're honest with people and say, man, I dropped the ball here, people can respect that and know, you're real.
Let's dive into the music a little bit. I want to talk about a few of the tracks. Let's start with my favorite, Fear Not. And this is one of your favorites too, right? You co-produced this track. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yes, Fear Not. I got to work on that with my man Jube, and it was kind of cool because we had this like eerie kids sample in there. It was meant to be scary, kind of sort of, but then there's a line where they say, "Please don't be afraid," and we kind of built off of that line of just like, don't be afraid. Like, you were built for adversity. You were built to make it through. And just challenging people to navigate that space. But then we also wanted to be really, really musical, get some live instrumentation in there. And then I went and found people who could speak Portuguese to say some lines in Portuguese on there, and Yoruba from Nigeria. So it was we just had fun, man, just being creative.
Yeah, I loved it. The production in it was so cool too. Like, I feel like that's one I've had on repeat. So good. Another one of your personal favorites too, Still in America, which this one is a throwback to earlier series. seems to have such a poignant message. Tell me a little bit about what this song means to you, what you're hoping your audience takes away from this one.
Yeah, I think I wanted, we've gotten so polarized as a country. And I think, the first iteration I did, Welcome to America, was like a picture of the multiple perspectives. I don't think everybody saw everyone's perspective in America, but this one I wanted to like address that polarization and just like, hey man, we're supposed to be collectively unified, but we're more divided than unified, and we're caring more about politics more than people. And I just wanted to address that head on. But the music had to be dope too. So, we had to make sure the sound bed was good. And my music director on road with me, Nate Robinson, he co-produced that and just did a phenomenal job. Man, he's like Quincy Jones, just orchestrating it all and the music in it.
I pulled out my two favorites. Is there another track on there that you're really proud of?
I feel like the last song on the album, Deconstruction, it's kind of like my personal journey through some trauma and trials and tribulations, my faith journey, my lack of faith, my doubt. A lot of people probably would not be that transparent or honest, but I really felt like, I don't know, it was like supernatural. Like, I have to write this. And it's the only song I've written in the last, in years, where I was choked up writing it, because you're just reliving some traumatic things that you experienced and how you made it through. And so it's like, I just felt like, man, I know this is going to help somebody who's going through some dark times.
Can I ask you a personal question? Where does your faith stand now?
Oh yeah, I had to deconstruct it to reconstruct it. It's kind of like I had to tear it down, and there was a period of doubt and disbelief. But I think you tear something down in order to build it. And my foundation, obviously as a Christian, my foundation is in my Savior. But I left the foundation, but tore down the walls and tore down the roof in order to build it back up, because so much stuff is it's muddy, and it's like you got pastors who are inconsistent, you got people who are screaming at each other, and just you face a lot of hate. I've experienced a lot of internal hatred, and so it just took a process to get to where I'm at now, which is very healthy. I'm not as tight gripped on things. I think when your fist is really, really tight on certain things, there's no room for nuance and growth and perspective.
One thing I also love about you, Lecrae, is not only you're putting out music, but you're also a best-selling author, you're an activist. And, I'm from Georgia, and I always appreciate what you do in Atlanta. And you're working on some cool projects right now too. Can you tell us about those?
Man, I love Atlanta. I stay connected. Even though you see the Steph Curry jersey, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. Steph is my man, but Hawks is my team.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, of course, Peace Preparatory Academy, which is a school on the west side of Atlanta, English Avenue, which has been historically pretty rough. And so that school is thriving, and we're just trying to make sure that, we started at kindergarten, and now, we go all the way up to 5th grade, and kids have an opportunity to grow. Working with my partner, Donald Washington, on building some housing in South Atlanta, where seniors can have affordable homes and affordable housing, and just taking care of them, because they're pillars in our community, and oftentimes they get pushed to the side. Yeah, just really trying to see the city thrive and see the people who are not looked after still taken care of.
Totally. I'd love to see that. Lecrae, last question for you as we're nearing the holidays. I'm curious for you, do you have any favorite holiday traditions, anything you like to do during the holiday season?
Oh yeah. Christmas is always a big deal for us because, we both my wife and I come from pretty big families. So every other year we'll do Christmas at home. So last year we had people come in from all over, and it was packed in my house. We were busting through the walls. This year it's our family's tradition. I cannot say it's my favorite. We drive for nearly 13 hours.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, to Texas to see family, because both of our families live in Texas, and the drive is rough. I'm not gonna lie, but my wife and kids love it. So
what do you listen to on the drive?
What don't I listen to? First of all, we got this 116 Christmas album. So it's called The Gift. The Gift Christmas album is phenomenal. Of course, you got to get some Mariah Carey in there. Christmas wise, it's not Christmas without Mariah. eventually everyone, because modern families do, everyone ends up on their own phone or listening to their own thing. And then I just would listen to some podcasts and nerd out, man. I just start nerding out and listening to true crimes or
Oh,
some.
it's your true crime. Okay.
Yeah, man, that's what I'll do. And then somehow I end up in Texas by the time the thing is over with. Also, my man Limo Blaze, a new artist that we just signed, has a Silent Night song that he's putting out this year. So make sure you go check that out.
Okay, if you could cover one holiday song, what would it be?
I feel like Joy to the World.
Oh,
I love
awesome.
Silent
Okay.
Night. I would mess up Silent Night, but I would try, I'd try.
Lecrae, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on Church Close 4. We're so excited for you. And happy holidays. I hope you and your family get to enjoy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Same to you.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Make sure you stream Lecrae's new album, Church Close 4, on iHeartRadio, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.